Okay, so looking here, going down to the next section, we can see that there, and you can pause this to read the section again. Um, you know, we can see here in this section we have educators trying to figure out how to talk to students about it. Awareness of the lack of diversity. So they also have brought attention to depression and feelings of powerless about many powerlessness among many area African Americans. So what we can say here is that we've got educators trying to figure out how to talk, and we can also say that this brings up many controversial topics. And I'm going to throw in the word here that, oops, make that red, that the Ferguson event raises many relevant topics. And I'll throw in here including racism and oppression. Okay, so we've got that. Then going on to what we see here is we also see several superintendents met Wednesday at Education Plus, an area representing dozens of area schools. And we've talked about this right here. So this right here, we can say, if I can get this to work again, there we go. So we can say many local superintendents met to discuss the issue. And I'm going to add one other thing here. And this note does now. I've put in some complete sentences, but you don't necessarily need to. It is notes. I'm going to say here it raises, or I'm going to say they advocated sensitivity, but not silence. Because if you see here right there, nobody said the staff should be silent. Okay. Then going on here, students want to discuss it in class. I'm gonna now right here. I got that extra space now because we're on the computer. We can very easily modify the spaces that we need. Going on here, students want to discuss it in class. And I'm going to pause that. You can pause it to read it again if you need to. So here, we can say that we've got, first of all, in this one detail we have here, is we have superintendent. You can say the gotta go red. Edwardsville superintendent. I'm going to abbreviate that. And that's one thing you can do when you take notes is you can abbreviate some words. Edwardsville superintendent calls event most divisive. I'm going to say in career, because he says in 19 years of leading the district, but I'm just going to say in career. And let's say about personal opinions, but we don't need to voice those opinions or engage those opinions in the classroom. Okay, so right there, he's also, and I'm going to say right here, and I'm just going to say doesn't want personal opinions voiced. And Abigail Wilson, senior at the high school, would like to talk about Ferguson. So we're going to say here, I'm not going to mention Abigail's name because it's not particularly relevant. What I'm going to say, and notice you have to use your judgment. What is relevant? Sometimes it's important to mention people's names, and sometimes you have to make the judgment, this isn't so important. What we're going to say is I'm going to say Edwards, and I'm going to notice I'm just abbreviating right there. Senior. In fact, I'm just going to say student. And you notice sometimes I wrote this and then I thought about it and I changed my mind. That's part of note-taking. You have to constantly be using your judgment about what works and what doesn't. There is no magic formula. You have to use your judgment. So I'm going to say Edwardsville student right here, wants to discuss. We're going on to the next part right here. On Tuesday, there was a discussion about Ferguson in student health class. The teacher led the class in considering two perspectives, the side of the residents and that of the police. And then, so right there, you have a teacher. So I'm going to say right there. So teacher led discussion. I don't even need to mention that it's health class. Teacher led a discussion. We'll say a discussion. But if in the notes, it wouldn't matter. Led a discussion. And I'm going to say had two different viewpoints. And right here it's notes, so I'm going to say viewpoints. Had two different viewpoints on the event. In other words, and I'll put this note, I might use it in the writing, might not, and I'll say police and the, should we say oppressed, the residents. Police and the residents. So we've got that. And going on to the last subtopic, many feel that this is important to discuss. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to scroll the screen so you can extend the page so you can see it. It's helpful when watching this that you actually get to see it. So many feel that this is an important topic. So the district has sparked a new flurry of responses from parents on the Edwardsville Parents Facebook page. So, so we're going to say right there, I'm just going to summarize that and say the Edwards parents are upset. And then going on to the next area, moving onward just a little bit here. Event of this magnitude shouldn't be swept under the rug. So if 100, and I bet 90 would discuss this objectively. So I'm going to say some feel that it can be discussed objectively. Objectively means rather than saying this is what I feel about, this is the right opinion, you present are willing to listen to every opinion. So the superintendent here feels like that it's important to discuss current events, but you don't want to inject your own personal opinion. So the superintendent is going to say favors discussing current events, but not with personal opinion. Okay, and that's where and with this particular, sometimes you might end a summary with kind of a last minute, last wrap up of the topic sentence. But in this writing, and with a lot of, particularly blog posts, and probably with what you're actually reading right now with the primary sources, is that you're not, if you notice, this is not, the topic sentence is not done again here. So, in that case, we're not going to put that there. So this is the notes, and with the next video, we're going to discuss how we can convert these notes into a summary paragraph.